let's talk about your homework. It's called We All Scream for Ice Cream. Go ahead and follow along on your paper as I read aloud, and be sure to do cubes. Michaela surveyed the first 200 customers who left Brahms Ice Cream Shop about their favorite ice cream flavor. Use the table and graph to complete the missing information below. Okay, so all the information we have from the paragraph is that she surveyed 200 customers. So there are 200 people total. In the table, we see the ice cream flavors and the number of people, but there are some values missing. And in the circle graph, we have the percentages of some of the flavors, but again, some of the values are missing. So before you're able to answer the questions, it says that we have to use the table and graph to complete the missing information below. We have to figure out the number of people that are missing and the percentages that are missing. Okay, so vanilla, we don't know the number of people, but what do we know about vanilla? Good, we know the percent. We know that 35% of the people liked vanilla. So I know that 35 is the percent. I don't know the number of people that liked vanilla, but I do know the total. What was the total number of people that were surveyed? 200. So since we have a percent and it's not percent of change, what kind of problem is this going to be? W hashtag percent. So each one of these is actually going to be a W hashtag percent problem. And as you can see, I wrote show your work on the back. So go ahead and flip your paper over. And on each one of these sections, I'm going to need to see a W hashtag percent, proportion, and all your work to figure out the number of either people or the percent, whatever we're solving for. So let's go ahead and do the first one, maybe the first and second one. Let's do the first one together. Okay, so for vanilla, I've got W hashtag percent. The words are always part whole 100. And what is the part that we have for this problem? Part of the people that like vanilla. Okay, go ahead and flip to the front of your paper. What was the percent of people that liked vanilla? 35, good. So 35% goes here. And again, we don't know the number of people that liked vanilla, but we do know the whole. The total number of people that were surveyed was 200. So there's my W hashtag percent. Go ahead and pull out your proportion. And lucky for us, there is a scale factor here. What is the scale factor? Times 2. So how many people preferred vanilla? 35 times 2, which is 70 people. Okay, go ahead and put a box around it and put that information on the front. So right over here, vanilla, I know that there were 70 people that liked vanilla. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so now let's go ahead. We're gonna do one more together. Now we're gonna do strawberry, because strawberry, this time we know the number of people, but we're looking for the percent, the missing percent. Okay, so go ahead and flip your paper back to the back. And again, what kind of problem is this? W hashtag percent. The part is part strawberry. And we didn't know the percent, so here's my X, but we did know how many people liked strawberry. Go ahead and flip to the front. How many people preferred strawberry? 18. So 18 goes here, and my 200 stays the same. All right, go ahead and pull out the proportion. Now this time, remember, your arrows have to go towards the X. So we're not going to the left this time. This time we're going to the right. How do I go from 200 to 100? The number got smaller, so I have to divide by 2, which means I divide by 2 on top as well. Okay, so what is our answer? 9%, because 18 divided by 2 is 9, and we're looking for the percent. Perfect. So go ahead and flip that back over to the front, and this time we add our information into the circle graph. So strawberry, we got 9. Okay, so you'll need to finish completing the table and the circle graph on your own. Let's go ahead and look at 2 of the questions at the bottom. I want to talk about number 3. Number 3 says, if Michaela were ordering ice cream for 1,000 people, how many servings of vanilla ice cream should she order if each person receives 1 serving? Cubes? Okay, so in this problem, we want to know how much ice cream to order for 1,000 people. How much vanilla ice cream? And remember, we've talked about this before. If they're ever talking about something, about making a prediction, okay, so out of these 200 people, how many people liked vanilla? 70. 70 people liked vanilla out of 200, so I have 70 over 200. But now I want to know out of 1,000. Look at what I'm doing with my hands. 70 over 200, but now out of 1,000. Something over something equals something over here. Kind of reminds me of a proportion, which means this has to be a WKU problem. We're making a prediction based on the information that we already know. But there's no percent this time, so it's not a W#%. So in this problem, they're asking us about how many servings of vanilla. So I know I have vanilla over the total. And again, how many people do we know like vanilla? 70 out of how many? 200. But now we want to know out of 1,000 people. And so you'll need to decide where that 1,000 people goes. Make sure that you have a proportion and then your final answer, and you have some answer choices there. Okay, let's also talk about number 4. I just want to do one of these together, and then you'll have some time to work on your own on your homework. This says, are the following statements true or false about the favorite flavors of ice cream? So this is actually going to be very similar to the problems that we did during class. So you need to read through each statement and then circle true or false. So the first one says, chocolate chip and strawberry is a quarter of the data. Well, we have to know what quarter is. How much is a quarter? 25%. Very good. 25% of the data. So if I look up at my circle graph, chocolate chip and strawberry, chocolate chip is 18 and strawberry is 9. What is 18 plus 9? 27. 27% is chocolate chip and strawberry. So is this statement true or false? It is false. So circle false. And for these problems, your work off to the side is your explanation. No need to write me a sentence, but I do want to see some math work off to the side. Okay, go ahead and work independently for 10 minutes. Independently means no talking to your shoulder partner and no asking the teacher for help just yet. You need to try these problems on your own for 10 minutes. And then, if you can handle it, we'll give you some time to work with your shoulder partner at a whisper level. If we can't handle it, then we'll go back to working independently. After you're finished, please raise your hand and check your answers with the teacher. And you may begin.